So to make your rosary, you're going to need about 20 feet of twine or string. I got this off of Divine Twine. I'll try and put the link to this in the description. You're going to need some scissors, and either some matches or a lighter. The first step is to take a piece of string a little over a foot long, and then you're going to take that string in your left hand, like this, and you're going to wrap it around your finger 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So it'll look like that. Then you're going to bring it off your finger and pinch it with your left hand and pull the excess string through the hole that you just made. And you'll have a lot of excess for the first few knots. Just like that. Then you're going to have to tighten it up and make sure the knot stays together as you tighten it up. There it is. Tighten it very tight. Really pull on it. Keep that knot together. So there's your first knot. This one, I did not tighten my knots up tight enough, so it's massive. So make sure that you tighten up your knots. Okay, so for your second knot, you're going to measure off a piece about this big. Do the same exact thing you just did. So put it around your finger like that, and wrap it around 1, 2, 3 times. And then take it off your finger, hold it with your left hand, and pull the excess string through the middle. Now this can be a little tricky at first. You just have to slide the knot down until you get it to the desired place next to the other knot, and then really tighten it up. Tighten up very tight. So there it is. There's your first 2 knots. Okay, so I've just completed my first 10 knots to my first decade. And now, essentially, all we're going to do is we're going to put a bigger gap in between the knots for our gap between our decades. So, some people like to do it with 4 loops around your finger. So do this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And all that does is it makes it a bigger knot. So if you'd like to have a bigger knot for the Our Father bead or knot, you can do that. But I just like to keep mine all at 3. So I'll just put it about at that spacing. And 1, 2, 3, wrap it around my finger, take it off, pinch it with my left hand, poke this through the hole, and pull it through. So after you pull it through, you can always adjust spacing still. And I like to space mine pretty far apart, just like that. Then I'm just going to pull it really tight. So keep on making this until you have 5 decades done, and then I'll get back to you. So I've just completed my 50 Hail Mary knots and my 4 Our Father knots. So now what we're going to do is we're going to join them together with a bigger knot. And it's essentially the same kind of knot that we've been doing, just with 2 strings. And you're only going to do 2 loops around your finger. So 1, 2. There it is. Now slide it off your finger, try and keep it all in one piece, and push the 2 ends through. So there is one end, and here is the other end. And now you have to make sure that you line your rosary up right. So that it'll be even. Then you pull it as tight as you can. There it is. So now we're going to forget the short end of our rope right here, and we are going to place a Hail Mary knot right here. Let me grab the end of it. So we're going to place one right about there, pull it tight, then we'll place a knot right next to that one. Then we will place our third Hail Mary knot right next to that second one. Pull it tight. There it is. And now we're going to make an Our Father knot. And I do mine still 3 around. You can do it 4 loops around your finger if you feel like it. But I like to have all my knots the same size. And we'll just place this a little bit farther apart than the Hail Marys were spaced. So, right about there, I'd say. Just like that. And then we're going to start our cross. So for our cross, we'll make another Hail Mary knot. Pull this through. And we will place it just below our Father knot that we just made. Right there. Okay, now you're going to cut the long part of your excess string in half. Leave this short part be. And you'll put the horizontal part under the vertical part and pull it through. Like that. So you make a cross. And then you'll bring this part of the string and you'll bring it over the vertical part. And you'll bring this part of the string over the lower part of the vertical part to make an S. Then you take this part of the string and you bring it above the S. So right here, this vertical part is over this horizontal part. Then you pull that a little bit, and then you take this up and you bring it under that part of the S. So I just went like this. Under, just above the S. Then I went over this part and under this part of the S. Now I'm going to pull it tight and pull it up to that Hail Mary knot that we just made for the top of our cross. And then you really have to tighten it. This is the most important thing that you have to tighten. So, then you tighten it a lot. There it is. So that's going to hold our cross together. And then we'll make a Hail Mary knot right here. So 1, 2, 3. Bring it around, bring it through. Just like that. Then pull it tight against the cross. That's going to be one arm of the cross. Like that. And then pull this up a little bit maybe. Then you're going to make your other Hail Mary knot on the other side. So, 1, 2, 3. Bring this through and pull it. And then pull it against the cross for your other arm. So we've got the top of the cross and the 2 arms here. Now we're just going to make the bottom. And some people like it 3 knots long, some people like it 2 knots long. I'm going to make mine 2 knots long. So 1, 2, 3. Slip it off my finger. Bring this end through. And pull it tight. Pull it right up to the cross there. So there's the first Hail Mary knot for our cross. And 2, 3. Bring the excess, bring this through. And tighten that up to the cross. So there is our cross. Then we're going to go up to this. There. Now all we have to do is burn all of it. So I'll take my matches. And very carefully, because I've messed up a cross before burning it, and there's nothing you can do about it, burn the ends.